Long ago, in the grand kingdom of Persia, there lived a king named Xerxes, rich, powerful, and, well, a little dramatic. One day the king decided he needed a new queen, so he sent out a royal search across the entire empire. Thousands of young women were brought to the palace, but among them was someone very different. Her name was Esther. Esther wasn't from a famous family. In fact, she was an orphan, raised by her cousin Mordecai. She was kind, wise, and had a heart full of courage, even if she didn't know it yet. When Esther arrived at the palace, she didn't try to impress anyone with fancy clothes or fancy words. She just stayed true to herself. And guess what? The king noticed. Out of everyone, he chose her to be the new queen. But there was something Esther didn't tell him, something important. She was Jewish, and back then, not everyone liked her people. Mordecai told her to keep it a secret. For now. Time passed and things were peaceful, until one man ruined everything. His name was Haman. Haman was one of the king's top officials, and he had a serious ego problem. He wanted everyone to bow down to him wherever he went, and most people did, except Mordecai. Mordecai refused to bow to anyone but God. That made Haman furious. So furious, he came up with a terrible plan, not just to punish Mordecai, but to destroy all of the Jewish people. He tricked the king into signing a new law, a law that couldn't be undone, saying that on one horrible day all Jews would be wiped out. When Mordecai heard the news, he was devastated. He tore his clothes and begged for help. Then he sent a message to Queen Esther. "You have to go to the king. You have to stop this." But Esther was terrified. No one, not even the queen, could walk into the king's throne room without being invited. The punishment was death, unless the king showed mercy, and the king hadn't called for her in over a month. She paced her room, heart racing. What could she do? If she stayed silent, she'd be safe. But if she spoke up, she could save her people, or lose her life. Then she got another message from Mordecai. Words that changed everything. "Maybe you were made queen for such a time as this." Esther stopped. She took a deep breath. He was right. Maybe all of this, the crown, the palace, everything, had led to this moment. She asked her people to pray and fast for 3 days. And when the time came, she put on her royal robes, lifted her head high, and walked straight into the king's throne room. Everyone froze. Would he be angry? Would he send her away? The king looked at her for a long moment, then smiled. He raised his golden scepter, a sign that she was welcome. Esther had been spared, but she didn't blurt out her request right away. Instead, she invited the king and Haman to a special dinner. Then another one. Smart move, right? At the second dinner, Esther finally spoke up. She looked the king in the eyes and said, "There's something you don't know. My people are in danger. We've been ordered to be destroyed." The king was shocked. Who would dare do such a thing? Esther turned toward Haman. It was him. Haman's face went pale. The truth was out. The king was furious and ordered Haman to be punished. Just like that, Esther's courage saved her people. When it was over, the kingdom celebrated. But more than that, Esther had shown the world something powerful. That doing what's right isn't always easy, but it's always worth it. She could have stayed silent. She could have stayed safe. But she chose courage over comfort. And because of that, an entire nation was saved. So the next time you're afraid to do the right thing, when it's easier to stay quiet, remember Esther. Perhaps you were made for such a time as this. Esther 4:14. Courage isn't the absence of fear. It's doing what's right, no matter the cost. If Esther's story inspired you, hit that like button and subscribe for more powerful Bible stories told in a way everyone can enjoy. Share this one with someone who needs a little courage today.